Live from New York, it's Ask This Engineer.
Snake Engineer. I am a snake charmer and an engineer. It's me, Lady Ada.
We'll talk about that later.
With me, Mr. Lady Ada, who's the snake wrangler. We got, of course, snakes all behind us from that photo shoot. And we got an exciting show for you tonight with all sorts of snakes and new products and videos and really cool demos. Some really nice stuff's been coming out from the Adafruit community, and so we're excited to share it with you. We're going through all the maker news and happenings. What's going to be on tonight's show, Mr. Lady Ada?
On tonight's show, the code is Vision. 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gets you 10% off everything except for AdaBox and gift certificates, of course. Supports us, a loan-free, venture capital-free, completely independent, open-source hardware company in New York City.
We're super cool.
The people are super cool here.
And your purchases support us
That's
pretty much directly.
There's no way around it.
There's really nowhere else it goes.
It's directly. Show and tell people around the world sharing their projects. Lady Ada will share some of those with you. In fact, Mailbag's going to stop by. We're going to read some of your letters to us. Time travel, look around in the world of makers, hackers, artists, and engineers, current events, and more. Some made in New York City factory footage, 3D printing, new products. We got a super amazing, crazy top secret.
Oh, this top secret! You are clamoring for it. Yeah,
it's going to be all the tweet later.
It's secret.
We're going to answer your questions. We do that over on Discord. You may as well go there now, adafruit.it/Discord. Going to give away something, all that and more on, you guessed it.
And the giveaway is also going to be pretty epic, I think.
Okay.
I think stick around, because this is going to be one of the best giveaways of the year.
Okay, well, Vision is the code, 10% off in the Adafruit store. You win no matter what. A couple little notes: if you're shopping in our store and you're adding stuff to your cart, you get free stuff.
We do. We have some free stuff. $99 or more, you get a free Proto half-size breadboard. That's that white rectangular thing. Looks just like a half-size breadboard, but you solder to it. Great for making your projects permanent. $199 or more, you'll get free UPS ground shipping in the continental U.S. In the lower 48, you will get good quality truckable shipping. You will get it. It will be packaged nicely. You'll be cared for and loved until it reaches your hands. You're temporarily out of the Circuit Playground Expresses, but as soon as we get more in stock at $299 or more, you'll get a free Circuit Playground Express or all-in-one development board for Circuit Playground, CircuitPython, Arduino, MakeCode, or Code.org CS discoveries. But as we mentioned, right now we are temporarily out of stock. Back to school. And a lot of people picked up all of what we had available. But we're getting more soon, so check that out.
Okay. And for shipping on checkout, best thing to choose if you're in the U.S. is UPS Ground.
Best.
Postal might take a little bit longer. Tends to disappear occasionally.
Not
places.
Best.
And then international, definitely check out DHL.
Best.
Sails through. A little bit of reminder, after 11 a.m. on Friday, we will not be shipping until Tuesday because it is Labor Day here in
America.
the United States. And except for Monday, which is a holiday, we have same-day delivery, 11 o'clock a.m. Check out before that, and you'll be able to get same-day delivery and the zip code supported in Manhattan. Lady Ada, show and tell. We've been doing that for like a decade. People around the world show and share their projects with the Adafruit community. What was on the show and tell this week?
We had so many people from Adafruit. So I've been trying, not so secretly, to get Adafruit peeps to come by and show off what they're working on, because we get to meet with them every week, and of course we see behind the scenes what's happening. But it's always cool to take a sneak peek at the stylings of our wonderful creative engineers. So Colin made a beatbox solenoid device with 4 solenoids, a cricket, and some different cans and shakers and beans and things around his house. And he's going to add MIDI input to it. And maybe he'll write up a little guide for people to make their own little solenoid beatbox. I think that's a super cool project. Phil B also showed off a coming soon project, a spirit board using the new Halloween that uses the accelerometer to tilt around a spirit board. It's a Ouija board-like, but it's better because it's got dragons and werewolves in it. And then Noah and Pedro we're going to talk about their guide. They showed off the oscillating oscillator, I guess the agitator for 3D prints and other chemistry or bio or cooking or medical, whatever needs. If you need something to shake and you don't want to sit there and shake it, you can have a very simple 3D printed project that does the shaking for you. JP showed off 2 things. One, a Chibi scope hacked onto a Circuit Playground Express, makes for a great debugging platform when you're writing code for Circuit Playground with MakeCode or CircuitPython. It's a portable scope. We put it in the store, I think, 2 weeks ago. It's lovely, well designed from G Chi. And then also, showed off this week's upcoming project for tomorrow's JP's workshop. He's making a lightsaber. So last week was light painting, and then it was like, well, you know what? That kind of looks like a lightsaber. Maybe we should actually make a lightsaber using the Halloween and have it make sounds and use the accelerometer to detect when it strikes something or if it's being swung. So some really cool lightsaber demo action going on. Of course, watch the full stream tomorrow as he demos, shows off, and teaches you some really cool skills on how to diffuse light and make a lightsaber from $10 worth of hardware store materials. Scott is also working on some Halloween stuff, doing graphics for CircuitPython. First demo was previewed today, bitmap drawing. It's happening, it's super happening. And we're gonna see more graphics projects come out from CircuitPython thanks to the Halloween. But so far, it tells you it wants cupcakes. From the community, we had JMK found a broken iPod Classic and put a Circuit Playground in it, and then connected the audio from a working iPod or iPhone, and it can play through the Circuit Playground Express speaker, and it has lights too, so it's kind of a cool like cyber iPod. It's quiet, but it works. And then Isaac wrote up a guide, and we published it on how to make a smart composting helper that will use capacitive sensing and temperature sensing to tell you when your compost is too dry or too hot or too cold or too wet, so you can get the best out of your composting. And also he's working on maybe having some sort of Raspberry Pi MIDI standalone synthesizer project that's coming soon. Patrick came by and talked about his Adafruit IO powered mammal cam. It has a PIR sensor and a camera, and it takes photos of mammals. And we posted on the blog as well. So check out the blog post if you want more info on the mammal cam. And then Roberto had a very quick preview of his camera app. Not sure exactly what it is, but I'm going to guess, just because he does a lot of GitHub projects, when you submit something and your Travis build fails or your merge fails, it takes a photo of you looking shocked and maybe a little sad, or maybe happy when your merge completes successfully.
Maybe it's maybe it takes over your GitHub account, and you know how there's that blame button, which I think they should change. Maybe it takes a photo like a mugshot.
Yeah.
It has you and your broken code.
Yeah.
And then when you hover over blame, it's like, that's the person who did it.
Yeah. Jeez. Intense. Well,
see, there's an entire committee of people who can make programming worse.
And they do.
And
always.
sometimes, I mean, GitHub helps with social coding, but I think, there's just some old things that, like, blame, that doesn't make people want to contribute code. There's a button that says you're going to get blamed for something.
Yeah.
So I think they should update that.
Anyways, we'll see. Maybe next week he'll come by and show it off.
Event log. Anyways.
There's a like button.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all the people. They had like 10 people show up on the show and tell.
Participants on the show and tell get an seen on the show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com. And we'll send you one. It's part of our Adafruit Live series of shows. JP has a little quick video. This is a Sabre video, and then I want to show some of the photos
from last week.
So this is the Sabre preview. And then this is from the Learn Guide. Lady Ada will be talking about this Learn Guide later, but I wanted to show.
Yeah, but these photos are awesome.
And this isn't even all of them. It's just.
I actually like this one because it's just like floating sky. This one's neat. It's repeating. And some simple rainbows, which look really cool. This one's fun. It's repeating pumpkins and ghosts. This dog is confused.
This one is my fault because I said, hey, if you spin it around in a circle and make it the colors of a burger, you could probably make light burgers. And so that one's my fault.
You were really thinking about a burger. There's a Shake Shack that's opening, and Phil is just obsessed with burgers.
Yep.
This is a test of the, you can see he's trying it out in different light painting techniques. And then you can actually get like pretty cool graphics. Here's like the Jiki logo, and he of course did the graphic of his logo.
And here's the artiste.
More tests. This is the beginning of, this is like, This
is like those Pablo Picasso photos, like towards the end, where he's like,
the only thing that's missing is the only thing that's missing is a cat being thrown. He's always throwing cats.
Yeah, it's like the beginning of James Bond Burning Man. Dun, dun, dun,
dun, dun, JP Park, John Park.
So mailbag.
Okay.
This is a big old long mailbag. So I'm basically just gonna point you to our site and say, This person thanked us for the prototyping parts and everything because they made this. A video speaks louder than reading a long email.
What is this? A card dealer?
This is a card dealing bot.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
And they said this is what we worked on. So that's in the mailbag for this week.
What an awesome project.
Yeah.
Robot bartenders, robot card dealers.
Yep.
This is Neuromancer's coming true.
Okay. Don't forget, get to adafruit.it/discord by the end of the show, because that's where we answer questions. Also in JP show, because we're still in the JP segment, is the MakeCode Minute. So this is the latest MakeCode Minute. Take it away, JP.
The MakeCode Minute. For today's MakeCode Minute, what we're going to look at is using the sound sensor on the Circuit Playground Express inside of MakeCode. So you can see here in my, I'm using Chrome here. In my Chrome session, I've got MakeCode open, it's browser-based. And in order to use the little microphone, there's a little microphone right here built right onto the Circuit Playground Express. I'm going to reset that one so it starts up. What I'm going to do is use this sound level block. So if we look at input, and I'm making sounds so that thing is moving, you'll see we have a value here called sound level, and that's the raw values coming off of the microphone, the sound sensor that's on the board. So what I'm doing is I wanted to turn sound levels into positions of this servo, kind of like a meter. So what I'm doing is on the startup, I am initializing my servo at 180 degrees. That just rotates the servo arm to where I want it. And then what I do is I have this if statement that checks the sound level. So just dropping that block in there is all we need to check the sound level. And I'm checking to see that the sound level is greater than 3. So I just wanted it to not always be wiggling when it was mostly quiet. So I tuned that just by trial and error. And I got this number that works pretty well for when there's no sound, this servo is moving. But when the sound level gets higher than 3, I'm using this servo right pin, A1, that's where it's plugged in, to, and then here's my favorite, this map function again. I'm mapping the sound level value, the raw value, and I'm taking a slice of it, the 0 to 50, and then I'm mapping that from 180 degrees to 0 degrees on the servo. So you can see here if I snap my fingers, that's going to jump up to 1. Now, sorry, you might want to lower your speakers because I'm going to yell at the thing. Ah! All right, we got up to 2, and I don't know why I screamed like Pee Wee Herman, but I did. So that is how you use the sound sensor on the Circuit Playground Express inside of MakeCode.
And next up, the wonderful world of CircuitPython, where it's Code Plus community. This week, some big ink.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff.
Big ink.
Yeah.
First up, Hackspace Magazine reviewed the Feather M0 Express, gave it 10 out of 10.
Wow.
But a special call out. Don't overlook the fact that it supports CircuitPython. This is a big deal. We agree.
Yeah, the Feather M0 Express, this is a pretty big deal. This is the this is our first board that we designed specifically for CircuitPython. It comes with that onboard flash, onboard NeoPixel. All the stuff was suggested by Scott. He actually kind of was the one who's like, hey, you know, let's add NeoPixel for status and this SPI flash for memory, like storage of the code. But you can use Arduino, you can use MakeCode, you can use CircuitPython with it. Of course, the Feather, so it works with our Feather ecosystem. It's one of my favorite, and it's a good price, $20.
If you subscribe to Hackspace Magazine, you get a free Circuit Playground Express. If you go to their website and you just want to subscribe and get digital edition, you can. You can also just get the PDF. So it's there at hackspace.cc.
Yay, the Feather M0 Express. We use it in so many projects.
hsmag.cc. Next up, more big ink. This is Microchip's Micro Solutions, and we shot this photo a long time ago. This is Our Lady Ada, and she'll turn your code to stone.
Yes.
But this was, we're running this on our site right now, but we wanted to show, like, Python is coming to microcontrollers, and here's a Lady Ada. So this is you.
I'm looking at you.
We did this photo shoot, and you were very patient with me, and I glued all these snakes to you. This is a composite we made, and this was all stuck to your head.
No, this was really in my head, though.
Yeah.
You can see the snakes from behind. These are the leftover snakes.
Yeah, so just go to our blog, adafruit.com/blog, and it's the featured story right now. Click the featured story, and then look at the PDF that has all about Python and microcontrollers. Special thanks to Microchip for catching the wave and seeing that Python is going to be a very popular way to get started with electronics if you're a beginner, and then doing really powerful things if you're an expert. So that's why we played that photo from the beginning.
Yeah.
Snake lady. All this stuff is in our, of course, awesome CircuitPython list, and it's also in our Adafruit Daily. We send this out every week. Yep. Just go to adafruitdaily.com, and you can sign up for it there. Okay.
I got to give a call out for the newsletter. I am stuffing the newsletter with all the coolest stuff that I find on the internet. So if you're like, what is Lady Ada looking at, and what does she think is cool?
Yeah.
I'm sending a lot of stuff into the newsletter, and some of it gets blogged, some of it doesn't. It's all sorts of Python stuff. It's not just, it is microcontroller Python, CircuitPython, MicroPython, but we also put a lot of other stuff in there. You'd be surprised. You're gonna see what's going on in a lot of the maker business, and a lot of the development platforms that are happening.
Yeah.
A lot of them are using Python, and so that will make it into the newsletter as well.
One other note, if you're a fan of David Stells like we are, he has a great article in Hackspace as well.
That's
so
right.
that's another reason to check it out. Okay.
And it's capacitor article.
Yep.
All about capacitors.
Okay, time travel. Look back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers, current events, and more. So here's what's happening.
What's happening?
So
It's America.
We're trying. Yeah. So I talked about Labor Day.
You did.
So Monday's a holiday.
It's a holiday. We're not shipping on Monday.
And a little while ago, we posted up a thing and we said, "Hey, everybody!
Hey, everybody.
We do things a little different here at Adafruit.
A little bit different.
We want people to copy us,
Clone us.
not only for the code, credit us, of course.
Yeah.
But we had some ideas. We did paid time off for charity for our employees, so they can take time off, and they get paid for a 501(c), and so anyone they choose, 501(c). And then we did things like we had a mother's room, and then we have holidays, and one great 401(k) for everyone, and one great benefit plan. So what we decided was to post about this. We're giving everyone the day off here at Adafruit, Election Day.
That's right, November 6th this year. But
That's
whatever
right.
Tuesday it is will be a paid day off.
So I sent out some emails to some maker companies. Didn't really get any good responses. There's a lot of founders and there's a lot of talking heads in the technology and maker world that they talk tough on Twitter, but they don't follow up with action.
They're like, voting's important, but then they're not.
But they're not willing to
They're
give
not willing to do
the employees at their company time off for it.
so they can vote.
And I've also emailed, and sometimes, and it was very nice. I'm just like, hey, like, we're doing this. You want to join us? So, you know who's doing it? These 3D printing companies. They posted today. So, thank you so much.
Printed
Solid. And then another company just said they're doing it too. They're like, hey, we're pointing out other companies. So, Patagonia, Adafruit, Printed Solid, and there's another one. And we're going to keep posting this up as we see more. So, thank you so much, Printed Solid, for doing this. And it's just, no matter where you fall on whatever political spectrum, because that's a term now, because everyone is just like completely like lines in the sand, you probably think it's okay to vote. I don't think I've heard anyone say like no voting. I think that's the one thing we can all come together and say probably good to vote for stuff once in a while.
I definitely think it's there's not a lot of great turnout for no matter what your political affiliation. We could always have more turnout. There's some countries that have higher than 50% turnout, and I think in some locations in some groups we have like 20% or less. So the government it's democratic. We can vote for people.
Yeah.
If you like somebody, you can vote them in. If you don't like somebody, you can vote them out. This is your chance to make your voice heard, and so we're happy to make it easier for people who work at Adafruit to exercise this awesome right that we have. And
in the tech world, like, we all know people that they'll spend like days reading Amazon reviews for the perfect tactical socks. It's like, well, maybe like, look at the candidates and figure out what's important and then vote for the things that are important for you. The socks things on Amazon is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Voting thing probably needs a little bit of help. Okay.
Anyways, so if you run a company, own a company, or work at a company, maybe see if you can get that going where you're at
send it
as well.
to the founder or the HR person and just be like, hey.
Here's an idea.
Hey. Who doesn't like a day off?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, next up, kind of big news. What do Holland Lops and Silky Chickens have in common?
Oh, they're so cute. Wait, go back to the bunny.
What do Holland Lops
They're so cute.
and Silky Chickens have in common?
I like how they can't really tell the difference. How does a chicken see? Can they see?
They can see fine.
They see. They're silky. Okay. Well, first off, they're adorable.
Yeah. Some people might say they're tasty, but
Oh no.
the Silky Chickens kind of. But I raised those when I was a kid in 4-H. And as of right now, this second, this was kind of a dream. We've been working on this forever. You can buy Circuit Playground Express base kit on the 4-H site.
Yay!
This is a big deal. So this is just a start. We have to be doing a ton of stuff with 4-H. My thing in 4-H, I raised Hunlop silky chickens.
These are cute.
And
only fuzzy, tasty animals. That's what you.
Yeah, and then so 4-H has tons of things in astronomy and science, engineering, computer coding,
agriculture, of course,
electronics, and sensor stuff. So we're into that, and they're into that too. So that's a big deal for us.
And we'll have some projects coming out soon that will be 4-H themed. Check those out. And if you are in a 4-H group, you don't need a permission. Check out some of our projects for Circuit Playground Express. A lot of them work really well with the kind of stuff that's taught in 4-H, sensor input. We have that really cool water detector. We have that composting project we're going to talk about shortly, Circuit Playground Express project. That would be a great project for like a month-long, multi-weekend project for a 4-H group to take on together.
Okay.
Okay. Cute. Okay.
All right. So, anyways, we're an open source hardware company. To prove it, we have 1,556 guides.
Oh, we flew right past 1555.
What was on the big board this week, Lydia?
So we had, I think we had about 8 guides. We have the RGB matrix feathering. That's last week's new product. So it's a little feather when you plug into your Feather M0 M4, and you can blast 32 by 64 pixels. You can just plug it into the back of our matrices. Makes it very easy to make projects, and we'll probably be doing some cool projects soon with that. We also have JP's awesome Halloween light paint stick. You can use a Circuit Playground Express or a Halloween. We show both, but basically you just, you can use our alligator clip NeoPixels, and with CircuitPython, what's great is you just drag the file on the image and it draws it. So it's really, really easy. It's our easiest light painting project ever, and we're going spooky because it's Halloween now, and it has been since August 1st. Now, I also got a guide up for the mini TFT with joystick feathering. Sorry for that, it just took me a long while to get that guide up, but we have a full guide up with how to use it with any of your feathers. Dano here made an awesome paper airplane automated shooter. It like speeds up the 2 motors, and then it will, when it's ready to go, it will release and shoot paper airplanes. You can also stack up multiple airplanes for like poof, poof, poof. Super sweet. Launching planes with a quickness. From Brent, he's been doing a lot of work on the Adafruit IO libraries, and now he's making projects. So this is how to make a DIY automated house without having to actually automate your entire house. You just get these little paper mache house kits, stuff them with sensors and LEDs. You can read temperature and motion and set the light color. So you basically get to mimic your automated house, so you can have it on your desk. So if you are interested in doing a lot of home automation, this might be kind of nice because you don't have to do a lot of wiring. You can prototype how you want it to work and interact, and then of course when you like it, you can outfit your house or apartment. The video will show shortly for the Cricut Lab Shaker. This oscillating agitator from Noah and Pedro is great for biochemistry, medical hacking, whatever kind of project. Anytime you need to shake something for 3D printing, they're using it for when they do support materials, and it takes like 1/10 of the time because it's shaking the water and really agitating the water around the dissolvable filament to get really beautiful prints. They'll show that in the video. The Compost Friend, this is super cool. It's a totally solar powered compost monitor telling you when it's time to heat up, add more food scraps, add more water, and just make your composting better than ever. So cool, and a lovely video as well. Yeah, it uses our waterproof box. People are starting to use this waterproof box a lot. So, yeah, great. What a great 4-H project if you were to, it would be a long-term project, but it would be a really great project for a bunch of kids to make. And also, I threw out a small guide on getting CircuitPython working on the NRF52. Right now, it's set up for the NRF52 840 development kit, which you can pick up from DigiKey for $50. If you want to look at a pre-alpha version of CircuitPython on Bluetooth Low Energy with native USB, it's got all the stuff you love about CircuitPython, the SAMD21. It shows up as a disk drive. shows up with a USB REPL, but it's the nRF52, so it's got Bluetooth Low Energy support, and we will be adding a Bluetooth API soon. But for now, you can get started with just getting sensor data and just experimenting with the peripherals on the nRF52. Check that out. Yeah, maybe for the people out there who are excited about cutting edge development, bleeding edge development, check out that guide and follow along to build your own CircuitPython on the nRF52 840.
Okay. Some New York City footage. We're going to play it. Alright, and we have a few more things here. This is the I/O house.
Yes, this is the next version. So the first version was up with temperature and light, and now this is a bigger one. It's going to use a Raspberry Pi, and it's going to have a security camera and a motion sensor. You can see it's a bigger house. So we've picked up a couple different paper mache houses from the local Michaels.
And this is Andy's desk. He's director of Fab, and
like the large word clock.
Yeah. And this is a bunch of crickets getting made.
Yep, they're about to be selective soldered. So this is where we put them while we wait to run the selective on them. Coming soon.
And as always, here is the sunset. This is what the picking places see when they go to bed.
Oh.
All right. Next up, 3D printing. Noah and Pedro
shaking it up.
3D printing storm this week is the Cricut Lab, and then we'll do a speed up.
Okay, take it away.
Hey, what's up, guys? In this project, we're building an orbital shaker. These lab instruments are typically used for mixing fluids and biochemicals. We made this project to help agitate 3D printed parts that use water-soluble filament. So you already know PVA filament is used for 3D printing support structures with complex geometry. This Hilbert cube is a great example that is dual extruded in PLA and uses PVA for the supports. The support material dissolves in water and can take many hours to fully dissolve. Typically, it's left soaking overnight and requires hands-on post-processing. So we did an experiment to see if agitating PVA dissolves faster in water. To see if there's much of a difference, we left the parts in for about an hour. Once we took them out, we could clearly see a significant difference. The agitated part appeared fairly clean, while the stationary part had a lot of remaining PVA. PVA sticks pretty good to the surface of parts and normally needs to be scraped off. It also tends to settle at the bottom and forms a jelly-like residue that's a messy cleanup. So agitating PVA certainly produces cleaner parts and much faster. These parts came out really clean and demonstrates how well PVA can help produce these crazy shapes with lots of overhangs. We have a guide on 3D printing with PVA and also share our slice settings for dual extrusion setups. So check that out if you're interested in 3D printing with PVA. To build this project, you can get the parts from the guide linked in the description. The 3D files for the enclosure are also available to download. Our Learn Guide covers the assembly, the wiring, and the programming. It's a pretty thorough tutorial, so check it out. Commercial equipment can be expensive, so we think a DIY build makes for a nice weekend project. We used Microsoft MakeCode to program the Adafruit Cricut and Circuit Playground Express. Here we map the potentiometer to the motor so that we can control and adjust the speed. The enclosure was designed around the components and we published them on our GitHub repo. The assembly is comprised of snap-fit parts and hardware to secure everything together. The CAD source is also available to download so you can make tweaks and modifications. Everything fits inside the 3D printed enclosure with the platform secured on top. A single DC geared motor drives a 3D printed motion link. We used ball bearings to create smooth rotational movement, and they're just press fitted into place. So with these 3 motion links, together they create the mechanism for rotating the platform. For more information on this project, be sure to check out the Learning Guide. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more projects from Adafruit.
And don't forget, every Wednesday, 3D Hangouts with Noah and Pedro. Watch it. Learn how to make all that stuff.
Ooh, be shiny and chrome.
So it's AdaBox time. If you haven't subscribed to AdaBox, you should do it. Go to adabox.com. You should do it, and this video will convince you.
Yes. I'm convinced.
That was very convincing.
Very convincing.
Okay, Lady Ada, before we start doing some stuff here with new products, first up, if you have an Adafruit account, don't forget to sign up. You have to have an account. That's the only newsletter that we do that's part of your Adafruit account. We don't sign you up automatically. You have to go into your account settings. And then also don't forget the code is Vision, 10% off in the Adafruit store.
Okay.
Ready, Lady Ada?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Okay, more of this.
More of this. That's kind of our motto here. Yeah, we have 3 more electromagnets. Last week we put in 1 electromagnet, and now we got more. I think we had the 2.5 kilogram, and then now we have the 5, 10, and 25 kilograms. So I'll just show them.
The wrenches are getting bigger.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is actually these can pick up some stuff that's way, way heavier, but we just don't really have anything that heavy. Like I found a like a mallet that was a 2-pound mallet, and I picked it up with the second smallest electromagnet. But I can just show how these look and work.
Okay.
On the overhead. So yeah, we just have 4 different sizes, starting with the smallest one, which I think is 2.5 kilogram, and then this one is, I think this is 5, 10, and 25. I just want to make sure that people know, because it's a common question. Just because the holding force is 10 kilograms doesn't mean it can pick up something that's 10 kilograms. 1/5 is probably what I would recommend to think about. It also depends on what you're picking up, how smooth it is. Like if it's a perfectly smooth steel cube, it's very ferromagnetic. I think maybe like half or 1/5 of the hold rate, but you'll have to experiment to see how much you could pick up. Of course, If you do have something that's oddly shaped, the bigger ones will just enact more force. There'll be more force. You'll be able to pick it up more. But you know, each one they get more expensive because they have windings and they take more power. So I think it's like, you know, 1, 1.5, 2, and 3 watts or something like that. So let's just check out this one. It's very easy to power. Give these 5 volts. And I got this alligator clip, can get to a 5 volt wall adapter. Doesn't make a sound, but it's now magnetized, and then, you know, it's now magnetic. And then if I let go, it's no longer magnetic. So that's it. It's electromagnetic. Great for picking up stuff, moving stuff. If the stuff that you want to move can be attached to something metal, then it can be very good for robotics projects. You can use this with Cricut and just treat it like a solenoid or motor. Because it's a coil, you do need to have something with kickback protection, because it's a big coil around a metal piece, and there's a little mounting screw here that you can use, but use something with kickback protection. Just don't, you can't connect it to a microcontroller pin. You have to have a transistor with a kickback diode. As long as it can provide about 0.5 amp and 5 volts, you're golden. If you have a lot of these you want to control, like a ULN 2803 is great, or a Cricut, again, is super easy to use. So I recommend that. So now we have 4 different sizes, from smallest to largest. Weigh what you want to pick up, and look at your power budget, and then pick the one that matches. Electromagnets. Magneto time.
Okay. Next up.
Yeah. This is recommended from people doing wearables. This is a flexible, super skinny circuit board. It's a proto board, but it's like 0.4 millimeter thick, so it's flexible, as you saw. It's also cuttable. You can cut this very easily with scissors, or of course, if you have like diagonal cutters, but even plain scissors will be able to cut this. It's quite thin. It's got 0.1 inch pitch spacing grid. It's just a proto holes. There's no wires in between. There's no connections between. But actually, I think I prefer that. You know, I like it. It's something like this, especially with its flexibility. You would use silicone wires, perhaps, to connect between the pads. But because it's so flexible and cuttable, you can make custom shapes. Could be really good for wearables if you want a custom circuit board shape, or something that's flexible and movable, or like something that goes into a bag, or something that goes into an outfit or shoes or something. This could be a really great prototyping material. And there's it's not plated on the other side. So this is where you'd put your components as through-hole components. Or of course you can put surface mount components on the bottom here if they're largely spaced enough. And or you can use an adapter. And so I think this is kind of it's not too expensive, and you get a lot. It's a big sheet. And make something cool with it. It's a lot cheaper than making flex PCBs, that is for sure. They're expensive to make, and this is just about as good.
Does the flex board have solderable holes?
Yes, you can solder these holes. These are silver plated, not silver, but they're tin plated holes. So you would put your components through here as if it was normal breadboard, and then solder to it. And solder, you can solder.
Flexible perma proto almost.
Yeah, we have a flexible perma proto, which is actually made out of like flex material.
Yeah.
But it's like flex material is just pricey compared to just very thin.
Yeah, this you can cut.
Circuit board. Yeah, and this is good enough for most projects. So I think for cosplay and wearables, especially, this would be super handy.
Next up, more wearables.
This is a wearable. I'm actually wearing this wearable right now. Maybe wondering, what is that beautiful necklace that you wear? This is from Circuit Breaker Lab. They take recycled circuit boards, and you can see each one is a little different. So I gotta tell you, we can't guarantee what you're gonna get.
You get some electronic component thing.
I guarantee it will look cool, but I can't guarantee what exactly it will look like. So this is me wearing it. You can see it's kind of a mid chest design. So you can see here, it kind of hangs nice. It comes with a silver chain. It's a very comfortable chain, and it's like a snake chain, so it doesn't catch your hair, which I like. And it's got a clasp, and it's a silver chain. So let me take this off, and I'll show it under the overhead. So it's a actually, this would be a good one to show the light. Is there a light on here? Yeah, maybe. So yeah, it's a circuit board. This one has 3 chips on it and a couple capacitors, and it's embedded in this nice, beautiful silver backing and then epoxied. They're very durable. They look great, and yeah, each one's a little different. I like the blue circuit boards, classic Adafruit blue, so we're going to carry this simple pendant. It's kind of the most popular design if people like these. They have also other designs on their website, so go to Circuit Breaker Labs. They've got, you know, like keychains and badge holders and rings, but I thought we'd start with a simple, beautiful pendant. But yeah, each one is unique and different and recycled, and maybe you can, you know, detect what it was. Maybe do some investigative reporting on your necklace.
Next up, as promised, we're stocking the Lady Ada S'more magazine that we showed off last week or so. So these are, if you can't get to the newsstand, you didn't subscribe in time, you can get a Lady Ada copy.
I showed this, but I can show it again.
No, that's fine.
It's kind of what you see here. It's a really wonderful, it's timeless. The content isn't dated, so you can give this, and it's something like it's a book. It's like a magazine book that they can read many, many times.
Yep. Other magazine we have is Hackspace.
Yep, we have a bunch of these left over. We had a giveaway in an Ada box, but we have a bunch left over, and if you are interested in Hackspace magazine, we love it. It's a really wonderful magazine. Subscribe, but then maybe you want to get an older issue. This issue is good. That's why we included it in the Ada box.
Okay, and next up.
We have, this is coming soon. We're going to have it very shortly. This is a 8-ohm 1-watt speaker with a little Molex Pico Blade connector, a 1.25 millimeter connector. It's got a little adhesive on the front. You can stick it to stuff. It's a really nice thin speaker with a cable. We're getting it so you can plug it into the Halloween, so you can make projects like you saw JP's lightsaber. The sound effects come through the speaker. It's pretty loud for the size, and you just plug it in and go. You can use it for your own projects. You don't have to use a connector. You can cut it off and then just solder it as you like. I think my favorite thing about this is the wires. You can see they're epoxied, so they're not going to come off. Some less expensive speakers, the wires can come off easily, but you can see these are nicely attached.
Okay. And then tonight to start, besides you and our community, Lady Ada, is the AIY Vision Kit.
Yay! So we did a bunch of videos and promotions for the AIY Vision Kit when this first came out. This is very neat. It comes with a Vision bonnet. It's a TensorFlow enabled hardware device. You don't have to connect it to the internet. It's all in one. It can detect like a couple thousand different things. I have one wired up here.
Yeah, I also have a very short video that's 45 seconds. So let's play that and then we'll go to the
let's play the video and then do this.
This is an object classifier. For some objects, it does a great job. 99% Granny Smith Apple. But this is one of the important things about artificial intelligence. It's not perfect all the time. Cleaver, meat cleaver, you know, fountain pen, ballpoint pen. So the angles change that. This particular pen, as attractive as it is with this MIT logo on it, it doesn't really know what it is. It thinks it's a bobsled. So these kinds of errors that the software gives are going to be what users need to work with and to understand that artificial intelligence is just as limited as any other technology that they're working with. AI. Do-it-yourself AI. But exactly.
Good branding there.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, to the overhead.
Okay. So yeah, it comes as a bunch of pieces. There's no soldering required. There's a Raspberry Pi Zero WH, which has the headers already attached. The Vision Bond, which has GPIO and power. And then it uses the Pi camera, and there's a little speaker and a little LED, and then there's a button that you can use to select modes and stuff. But I think let's go to the big camera and we can do the detection. So this should be able to detect smiles. Oh, it's changing color. I think it's detecting me. How about you? Are you smiling? You're not smiling, so it's not turning pink. See, this is the problem. Oh, wait. There you go. See, it detected it. Okay. Well, this is the demo code, which detects frowns and smiles. And when you smile at it, it turns pink. And then when you're frowning or it doesn't detect a person, it turns blue or clear. And this is one of the demos. It also has the demo where it can detect objects. I saw somebody wrote a code for it to detect hand gestures, maybe for sign language recognition. It's a very powerful piece of hardware, and especially that it's standalone. A lot of times these vision recognition kits do the TensorFlow on some cloud server. This doesn't, actually does it all on the hardware. So it's a surprisingly powerful device. It can do a bunch of different detections. You can train it. It uses the Movidius chipset, which is kind of new artificial intelligence, what's it called?
Machine learning?
Machine learning. Machine learning chipset that you can train with models, and then it will do automatic detection for you. It's got a little beeper, which is kind of nice. And yeah, it's an all-in-one kit. So we're carrying the complete kit. It's $100, but you get everything. And you don't have to do no soldering. Everything plugs in, all the custom hardware, and you're good to go. So that's the AIY Vision Kit. I think a lot of people are going to do very interesting projects with it because it's rare for this kind of intense machine learning technology to make it to makers. Usually this is used for automatic driving cars, autonomous cars, and you can put this on a car and have this be an autonomous rover driver. There's a GPIO in the back, hook it up to a Cricut, and you can make a little robot driver. But I think this will unlock a lot of very interesting projects that you can do with OpenCV.
Okay. And with that?
New products.
All right. Ready?
Let's recap it. New recap. We've got a whole bunch of electromagnets. We have 4 different electromagnets now, from 2.5 kilograms to 25 kilograms, depending on your power budget. All of them run on 5 volts, but they take between 1 and 5 watts of power, so pick the one you need. We have this flexible single-sided proto board. It's got 0.1 inch spaced solderable holes on one side, and then it's cuttable with scissors. You can solder chips to it. I think you cut in different shapes, great for wearables and other flexible prototyping. You have this beautiful necklace from Circuit Breaker Labs. Each one is slightly different, but they're all going to be this beautiful blue circuit board with chips and traces on it. We are now carrying some more magazine with me in it, and you can subscribe or pick up an issue. We also have Hackspace magazine. If you'd like to pick up an older issue, we've got a whole bunch left over, so read all about it. We've got this 1 watt 8 ohm speaker. It's designed for use with Halloween, but it's a great speaker in general. It's 1 watt, sounds great. It's got reinforced wires and a Molex connector. And the star today is the Google AIY Vision Kit, starring the Movidius machine learning chipset Vision Bonnet. It is a no solder kit, plug it together. It's got a whole bunch of cool machine learning and AI demos for video recognition and more. You can control robots or find Waldo or detect faces or cats, whatever you want to do. This will unlock your AIY machine learning projects. That was the new.
Okay, code's Vision, 10% off the new store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Do it. You have some top secret.
I do.
This is the big deal. This is a big deal, everybody. Get ready.
Yeah.
Gather the kids around. You saw it here first.
The proto kids.
Here it is.
Okay, this is it. This is the NRF52840 Feather prototype.
I didn't even think those chips were out.
This is not out. Look, there's no marking on this. Is the pre-release module prototype. We're getting ready. You see we're doing a lot of work on the NRF52840 CircuitPython and Arduino branches. Code is running. Things are doing. Pins are toggling. Get some Bluetooth API going soon. But this is a preview. It's not out yet, so don't ask when it's coming out, because it's a ways out.
Yeah.
But it's happening.
But it's going to run like some type of CircuitPython or something.
It's going to run some sort of CircuitPython. It's going to run some sort of Arduino
I think
code.
it's going to run some type of CircuitPython. Okay, well, back in the vault.
Back in the vault with you.
Bye. Okay, we're answering questions, but we're just going to do it on Discord. So that's where you got to go. That's the place to go for questions. And it's adafruit.it/Discord.
Type them into Discord.
Yeah. And that's where we're going to answer these questions. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Would you consider offering an ESP32 Feather with PS RAM?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Great. How can I connect a PowerBoost 1000 PID 2465 to something like the Huzzah 32 Feather via EN and ground and disable it, the PowerBoost, with basically a digital write low, or do I need to do something more complicated?
You can connect. Ooh, that is weird. Your best bet in this case is just to power the Feather, yeah, I don't know. It's not easy because you can power the Feather from the output of the power boost. You can't share the battery. To disable it, yeah, you could connect it to disable, but it's not going to be the enable of the Feather. It's going to be the enable of the power boost. I mean, I think you can do it. You don't want to post in the forums because it's like, depending on whether you want to power the Huzzah from the power boost or just control it, it's going to make a difference on how you wire it.
I'll hop over to the other side for this one. Will there be an updated version of the now discontinued XP adapter? I'm going to say probably not.
Probably, yeah, maybe not.
World's changed quite a bit
Yeah.
since the XP days.
Yeah, we moved on.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Really love Adafruit's panel mount cable, especially the micro USB one. Any thoughts on getting some more options, shorter cables, pigtail wires for direct soldering, etc.?
It's tough because there's so many different options. I kind of like the lengths because it's like you can have any kind of lengths. For direct soldering, just cut the wires. A lot of people actually like the way it is now, but I'll think about it. If we get more requests, I'll take a look at having other ones. We do have to order a lot when we order them, so I want to make sure it's a
follow-up. Not worried about powering the Feather for the previous question.
Oh, then yeah, you can connect. You can enable it. Yeah. I think you can do that from the Feather. Just use a GPIO pin.
Okay. How many solenoids could the Cricut run? Because from Colin's project.
Oh, you can run. Technically, I believe you can run 8. You can run 4 from the drive, and then, if you don't mind, connecting to the power port, each half of the H bridge can connect to 1 solenoid. So you can have 4 on the motor port, the 2 motor ports, and then 4 on the drive. So 8 total.
Okay. And let me see if that's it. Oh, any more enamel pins in the works for the collection? Just got about all of them. Well, we're probably going to do different rounds of different things. We did the enamel pins, and then we did the PCBs that are, to stop leaving rings on the coasters. So we're going to switch it up. So that's all I could say.
Yeah.
We switch it up.
We're always doing something interesting.
Okay. Is there an AO connector, is the A0 connector a direct connector to the speaker on the Circuit Playground Express?
It connects to the amplifier which drives the speaker.
Okay. Let's see. Classic BT Bluefruit, are we going to make one of those again?
Probably not. The world's changed.
Yeah.
And also the ESP32 has some classic Bluetooth support, but honestly the CSR chipset just sucked so much. I'm not excited to get back into doing classic Bluetooth. Right. And we got HID working for Bluetooth low energy, and that's kind of what we liked it for. And not a lot of stuff supported the SPP for Bluetooth, so I think we're moving on. I think web Bluetooth is where people are going to do more stuff, and that's low energy.
Okay. How about a MOSFET pin? Yeah, we put MOSFET on the back of the Metro.
Yeah, he's immortalized on the back of the Metro M4.
So that's it.
Okay.
That's all the questions.
Cool.
Let's give away some. What do you want to give away?
We're going to give away one of these AIY kits.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way. One of these.
One of these.
Make something
You'll be so
cool.
happy when you get it. You'll make it and smile.
And then it'll go beep, beep, beep.
Okay, what are the rules?
Rules are if you want something before, you can't win. Again, only one winner per my lifetime on this show. The first person to call on the Radio Shack phone, and I pick it up, and I ask you your name, where you're calling from, and a project you're working on or you want to work on, and you're able to answer those things, will be the winner. I'm going to say ahoy, ahoy.
Yeah.
So that's how you know it's me when you call. I'm going to pick up and say ahoy,
Ooh,
ahoy.
that was fast.
Oh.
People really want this.
2 rings. Oh, it's ringed twice.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you can answer it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Ahoy, ahoy. You're the winner. Congratulations for calling on the phone.
Thanks.
Okay, what's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Melissa, and I'm calling from Vancouver, Washington.
Okay, well, congratulations, Melissa from Vancouver. You're the winner of a Google AIY kit. Wow! That's so amazing. How much fun is that? We would love to send it to you. All you have to do is email support@adafruit.com, support@adafruit.com, and say, hey, it's Melissa from the Great North, and I would like to have a Google AIY kit, product number 3780.
That's mostly what Melissa's working on.
And what are you working on, or what do you want to work on?
I am working on taking a TI-83 calculator and putting a Raspberry Pi Zero W into it.
Good idea. And you know what, you're going to get a Raspberry Pi Zero W in this pack as well. So now you have a spare, and you can make your calculator smart. All right, well, congratulations. We will send you out that kit as soon as you email support. And thanks for calling. And when you finish your project, show up on Show and Tell, and we'd love to see your new improved TI-83.
Okay, sounds good.
Doing math in Vancouver.
Thank you.
Okay, good night, Melissa.
Good night.
All right.
All right.
That was successful.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, that's the show, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Don't forget the code's Vision. 10% off the native first row all the way up to 11:59 p.m. We'll be here next week, as long as we can pay the bills. Special thanks to everyone in the Discord chat and all the different chat rooms, Adafruit team members here and remote, and
People who
Adafruit
call in
community.
to win
Yep.
stuff.
And all the folks on the Show and Tell. You make that the best half an hour of our week every single week, and this is our favorite hour that we have every week with you.
Okay.
That's it, and we'll see everybody next
Don't
week.
forget to tune in JP's workshop tomorrow for
Yep.
some lightsaber action. It's going to be an awesome show. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Yep, here is your moment of Zener.
Good night, everybody. New, 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 new.